Hi there, it's Carrie here, and today we're going to answer the question about performing push ups and progressing them correctly, especially if you are struggling with diastasis recti or any level of core dysfunction. So, what I want to tell you in the beginning is that you need to start with the ABC method, and you can do that through my book, which is called Flatten My Postpartum Belly. It's available on Amazon. My course, which is called the Diastasis Recti Recovery System, which is available at carriefit.com, or my class, which is available at carriefit.com/class. But if you're already working through those things and you need to start working on your push-ups, first, go back and do my plank tutorial because you have to know how to plank correctly before you can add arm movements to it. And then do this. Okay, so I just gave you a lot of steps to go through, but what I don't want to have happen is for you to throw yourself into a position and a movement that's not functional. I never throw people into plank immediately, and I definitely never throw them into push ups without some prep work. Okay, that's just not safe and not fair to anybody, because who wants to do something that sets you backward? Makes no sense. All right, so let's start with sort of the basics as you get prepped for doing a push-up correctly. So I want you to start on all fours, and I want you to put your hands right underneath your shoulders. When you do that, make sure that your elbow creases face the front. So roll the shoulders down and back with your shoulder blades easing towards your back pockets. If you struggle with that, if you're here, if your elbows naturally turn out and you can't see your elbow creases to the front, that is a flexibility issue. So you need to go through some of the flexibility exercises for shoulder and chest to get that to open back up so that you can be here. Now, right now, my grip is really narrow, knees under hips, and we want to make sure that this doesn't happen. So if we focus too much just on upper body, we forget about our core and our lower back. So I want you to zip up from your lowest part of your pelvis to your sternum. Get this part to hold up and in like you're driving your navel up towards your heart, and lift that lower back so that it is in line with the rest of you. Never let that drop down. You're going to end up with back pain and core dysfunction. All right, so we're here, and right now we're in a narrow grip. So in narrow grip, your elbows are going to graze your rib cage. Graze your rib cage and then press up. So my fingers are pointed forward, thumbs towards each other, elbow creases to the front. And this initial push-up is like the push-up that you would perform in yoga class doing a chaturanga or a tricep push-up in just any other fitness element. Make sure too that you're not looking at your knees. You want the crown of your head pressed forward, the back of your neck nice and long, and you want to be able to breathe. There's a rose on your mat. You're going to breathe it in. You're going to blow it away. Okay, so that's narrow grip, and that works mainly back of the arm. Another thing I should mention is that we never want to start dropping into our shoulder joint. We don't want to fall into our shoulder joint because that's not going to be effective either. We want to always be lifting away from gravity, lifting out of the shoulder joint and lifting that lower belly up and in. Anytime that you start adding a movement, you can lose that mind-body focus, but here in your abdomen, always drawing up and in, and always putting some weight on your legs. So it's not just about your upper body. It's also about your legs and your core being involved. Now take that same grip and take it out wider than the shoulder, just a hair, and then allow the elbows to be going 45 degrees back. So they're not going to come inward. They're going to go sort of this 45 degree. This is your basic military push-up prep. So for this one, we just come down and up, allowing the elbows to go towards that back 45 degree corner and keeping the shoulders away from the ears. You can also do a super wide push-up. So you take the fingers off the edge of your mat, and now elbows are going to be even wider, but don't push them forward. Pull the shoulder blades down and back. The elbows are going to go out and in, and now we have an even wider grip push-up that gets more into your upper back. There's so many ways to progress push-ups to just touch on all these different things. Okay, now once you get the hang of that, as long as you're able to control your core movement, in other words, you can bend your elbow and keep that nice straight line from your head to your hips, then you're going to want to start to progress your strength. Now for me, I like to take people all the way down to the floor and just kind of see how our strength is going. When you're all the way down on the floor, shoulders down and back, Bring the elbows right by your sides and your hands underneath your shoulders and press out through the crown of your head, shoulders towards your pockets, and tuck your tailbone until you feel the lowest part of your abdominal walls pulling away from the floor. This is very important. This keeps the strength and structure around your core muscles, because if you start to fall into the floor, then we're compromising lower back and we're not going to have that core stability to do these push-ups correctly. Go ahead and bend your knees, and you are a board, not a worm. Okay, so when you come up off the floor, you should come up as one piece. So pull that navel up and in, straight line from head to knees, and exhale and come up as one piece. Now, if that is really hard for you, then a full push-up is not in the cards yet. You need to start working on your upper body strength before doing a full push-up. How to work on upper body strength. Take the same idea to a piece of furniture. So if you elevate your hands a little bit, say for instance, I've got this sofa right here, and you elevate your hands and you're working from here, then you can start working on that strength while not having so much gravity pulling you down. Another thing you can do is just continue to progress from up here. So working on your different grips from that position, and also you can progress with one foot back and one knee under you, and then switch to the other side. Okay, but once you get to that point where you're doing sort of this half plank and your tummy is able to pull up and in and you're in the straight line from your head to your knees, again, make sure that you're keeping really strong current all the way from the base of your pelvis to your sternum and shoulder blades towards your pockets. So we never want to start falling down here. It should feel lifted and really strong all the way through your back, your entire girdle of your core muscles, so that you can come down and up, and this is narrow grip, down and up as one piece, not as a worm. And you can try your different grips from there. Now, make sure, again, that you do my plank tutorial before going all the way up onto your toes. It's really important that you have the strength and structure here before going up onto your toes, because gravity can just pull those muscles straight down. Then you'll have core dysfunction issues in your lower back. I hope that helped you today. Again, there is a ton of information here and at carryfit.com to help elevate your core function while you're doing things like push-ups and other full body fitness exercises. Thanks for joining me. Have a great rest of your day.